less energy per unit weight. So that means you need to have a lot of weight here, and the energy produced from that, majority of that part will be used to take the
transport.
Means more weight will be by
majority of the part of energy produced by the fuel will be required to transport the fuel from one place to another.
That's why
That's why coal is not a very good source of energy for transportation. Understand? That's why coal is not a very good source of energy for transportation, because coal cannot be transported easily.
Previously,
a lot of weight. So previously, when first of all the railways were made, at that time they used to have steam engine, and
so much coal.
they had to
Coal
have
nahi,
coal
coal.
then. But soon it was removed by diesel engines. Because diesel give a lot of energy in less weight. And that's why diesel,
turbines.
petrol, these are the very prime sources of energy all over the world for transportation. Understand? Are you able to understand this logic?
Yes.
Last
Diesel, petrol, these are the prime sources of energy for transportation, because they, with less weight, they give more energy compared to coal. Then you may say, then what about nuclear energy, which is giving much more?
But its material, means uranium is very less.
Now to get, okay, nuclear energy gives a lot of energy per with very less mass, but what happens to make it safe? It needs a lot of structure which will have a lot of mass, and it will make the vehicles very massive. It's not very easy to have. It's almost impossible to have. Say you have 3 billion cars all over the world. If they are running with nuclear fuel, will you be able to strictly impose the security measures which are required?
If accident will be
If
there,
accident, then blast will be there. And
So that is not possible. That is only possible at a particular place where you are generating big amount of energy. So that won't be done. Nuclear fuel won't be able to run the cars. So for such fuels, what needs to be done? That either by nuclear fuel or by coal energy, you need to convert them into electricity, and then that electricity can be used to run cars.
Means nuclear energy will convert into electricity.
And that will run cars.
That is very long method.
That is how you have to do it.
pretty big.
But then when you have electricity, then that also imposes a lot of limit. Because what happens, you cannot have electricity always supplied to the car by means of grid. You will have to have batteries.
Ah.
And to make batteries is another very big problem. So much material you require to make batteries, and batteries in themselves are very heavy also. And that's why they are struggling to make electric cars which run at very high speed, and also with they can run for long hours, long distances. So they are struggling. Right now the fastest electric car is running at 260 miles per hour. This is the fastest possible electric car.
it's normal car.
Normal car. This is like,
Mile.
In my opinion, it is too much.
but if you find a diesel or a petrol car, it is much faster than this.
How much to live?
Too step.
260 miles is nothing but 400 kilometers.
How about it is too?
Per hour it is.
Compared to petrol.
Petrol, how much it will be?
If you make the fastest car of petrol, it will easily take you to 600 kilometers. Formula 1 cars also. There have been so many. This is like the fastest car available now. And to go with how much distance you are able to go, that is also limited. Say 200 miles in one charge. In one charge of the battery, you can go 200 miles. So, and these are not loaded things, these are only cars. Cars do not have much load. But now if you take it for say trucks, then these are the most, in transport, the majority of the fuel used is for trucks. To transport from one place to another, goods from one place to another. And these are loaded things. So for that we require a lot of energy. So that's why electricity is also not very viable medium.
So what is the speed of a normal electric car? Can you say?
About 60 to 100 miles an hour.
Oh,
And not many electric cars are available
Oh,
right now.
something
These are
better
only
than nothing.
vehicles.
चलने से अच्छा होता है.
That in Mayapur, this Toto is there. That is
It is only 30,
30.
30 to 40 kilometers per hour.
In Vrindavan also.
I know that also.
These are not called elect means they are there just because they are there.
चलने से अच्छा.
ये चलने से अच्छा कोई this is.
Yeah, but that doesn't solve the energy problem of the world. Correct? Because majority of
Like
the energy
गिरने
is
से
required.
ऊपर से नीचे गिरने से अच्छा कि बीच
खजूर
में.
के पेड़ में अटक जाए.
हाँ.
That you can go on doing, but that doesn't solve your problem. Your food will not come. What you will do? The food comes by truck. Correct? What do you do?
Grow your food.
You go on, yeah, acha, but badhiya hai. I don't have to walk, but you don't have to eat also.
So how we will walk?
So these are major problems.
Mukunda, don't
This is
cheat.
the hydro energy, everybody knows. That
Yes.
already we discussed. So that also not much is there. So majority of other energies are transforming that energy into electrical energy which will be used. But specifically crude oil is a type of energy which you can take anywhere and use. It's not like you have to just convert it into electricity and use it. So it's a unique type of energy which is there. All others are converting energy into electricity and then they are using. So it's very difficult to replace crude oil in terms of energy. This is called versatile. Versatile means anywhere you can use it at any time. It's called versatile.
So whole world is.
So that's why with coal is producing the most electrical energy and crude oil is producing the most mechanical energy required.
So you said about solar energy.
Now solar energy also produces electrical energy. Now the problem with solar energy is the advantages are that it is widely always available.
So how they make it?
They have photovoltaic cells. These are materials on which when sunlight falls or any light falls.
Is that
There is
just
a
from where
electron
they
flow.
will, from there, from where they
Right now the majority of the photovoltaic cells that are made from silicon. And silicon is had from sand. Sand is silica, oxygen with silicon.
sand is too much
Sand
there.
is too much, but to get silicon out of silica is a very energy intensive. You need to give a lot of energy to get silicon out of silica. So it is very costly to make solar cells, photovoltaic cells. But they are coming up with new materials which are cheaper. Although not a few years back only these technologies came up.
In torches are coming.
Although not widely tested, but still they are on the way.
Which we can do like this on car. There will be solar panel.
I heard
that
that
is very difficult because
Rain will come.
yeah, we'll come to that. So solar energy, the advantage is that it is clean energy, directly available from sun. You can just translate into electricity
Renewable.
that can be used. So it can be used perpetually.
No. No.
But disadvantages are that it requires a lot of space to get some amount of energy compared to other sources. Like compared to crude oil, it requires a lot of space to get some amount of energy. The energy that 1 kg of crude oil gives, you will require much more space if solar cells or photovoltaic cells are used to get the same amount of energy.
So we can.
So that's why solar cells are big areas it will require. give energy. So if you want to run a car by solar cell, it's difficult because car is a certain limited area. By in that much area, it needs to provide you sufficient power to go ahead. Per second, some energy is to be provided, correct? So the bigger the area of the solar cell, more power it will provide. Correct? So now the area of car is fixed. So you need to have then big cars, which will give the same amount of power. The big cars means more weight. So it will require again more power. So that's why compared to crude oil driven cars, solar driven cars will always be disadvantaged. And when you come to the point of having big loads like trucks, it will fail. Because trucks have a lot of load and less space. So where you will get energy from? So that's why more feasible would be to have so big solar plants somewhere, store the energy in the form of electrical energy in batteries, and then supply batteries for transportation. But then it passes to the same problem. Which
Means
electricity
probably they will take out something. They will not go down.
What?
Means they will take out for energy something. They will not go down.
Yeah, but majority of the major sources are out, so it will be very compromised life. And maybe not at all working, because you need everything to work together. So that is there, and then another disadvantage of solar energy is that only half a time you can get energy. In the night you don't. Correct?
12 hours only.
While thermal power plant or crude oil can go on supplying you energy 24 hours a day. Correct?
And in
That means if a 200 megawatt capacity power plant, thermal power plant is there, and you want to replace it by 200 megawatt capacity solar power plant, then you need two solar power plants of 200 megawatt capacity, because that one is producing 200 megawatts in the night also and the day also. So total energy produced will be, so that means to produce that much energy in a day, you need 2 times
and Projit,
200 megawatt capacity power cells.
Projit,
So that means it is directly a half. सीधा आधा तो काट लिया.
and
So
Projit,
that's why solar energy has this another disadvantage, that in the night it doesn't produce energy. So you need to store that energy somewhere.
And
In
in
case
time,
of thermal power plants, you don't store energy. You have grids and you just, for 24 hours plant is running and you are just sending energy to industries and everywhere. When the load is less, you produce power less. When the load is more, when more industries are running, at that time you produce power more. That is the system right now going on, either in nuclear power plant or in thermal power plant, in coal-driven thermal power plant.
we cannot do like this.
But that is not in case of solar cells.
We cannot do like
It's
this.
something rather lucky.
Crude oil. Now we are using full of crude oil only. Means for everything or coal. So we can use solar energy where it is needed, and rest where solar energy is not working, we can do crude oil use.
And that can be done, but still, the energy supplied by this is quite less right now. The major parts where we require energy, you cannot replace. That is, crude oil is must. That's the problem.
And in rainy season, what will
And
happen?
ultimately, crude oil will finish. So also the seasons have problem. When
in Projit winter also.
sun is not out very much, and
Winter
then
also sun is
power
not
produces
much
less.
powerful. In winter Projit nicely.
It will affect a little.
Coal and crude oil in one means that energy can be equal to nuclear fission, hydro energy, nuclear
It
fission.
can equal to nuclear fission. It can to some extent, but it has its own, as we saw, disadvantages. You can't have many.
Can we means leave that nuclear fission, but nuclear fission, hydro energy, wind energy, solar energy, tidal energy,
It's
just
difficult to get that power. Power and versatility. See, energy is one thing, but you also need power.
Wind energy.
People like this.
Energy to be produced at certain amount of time. So that you don't get from all this solar, wind, all this energy. You don't get in that way. Wind energy is also the same thing. Sometimes wind is there, sometimes it is not there. And the installation costs of all these are quite high at the moment. And crude oil is not only supplying just the energy, but it is also supplying grease and all other products which are required for construction of engines, maintenance of engines, all these things which you don't get from these sources. So that's why quite difficult. Solar energy, although my experts said in 1971 that this may be the future of the world, still it is just remaining the future of the world. Not much of energy is replaced by solar energy. Because the amount of energy or amount of power which is required, energy per day, the demand is also very much increasing. And these sources are providing.
Who said?
So after when
Demand.
they go
Who said?
Who say?
Prabhupada.
No. Scientists.
Scientist.
after when they go to construct this solar power cells, when crude oil is completely finished, then they will not be able to even construct because some crude oil machines are working, means engines.
No, that can be done. Like whatever power you are getting from solar cells, they can
Miss Greece like
they
this.
can use.
Actually very less. Means to construct, because here crude oil is finished. Now even 1% is not left. So by that electricity we will not get. So how to
No,
construct?
but by that time you are already getting electricity from solar cells. So that can be used to run those
80
machines.
watts. 80 watts.
But
How
suppose there is a thermal power plant, means previous. So after crude oil is finished, means coal is finished, then what will do? They will do. They have to break everything.
Yeah, they will simultaneously start increasing the amount of solar energy. By the time this is finished, solar energy can take up the electric power
much?
requirements.
How much tidal energy is giving power?
Not much. It's not very developed.
So
Why
this
we
More
went
or
to tidal?
less.
From solar.
Speaking of solar. These all are very less. Geothermal is available only at some places.
Geothermal is what?
With what?
Geothermal is, there are inside the earth, there are water trapped. There is very high temperature and so steam, water steam comes out of some of the, let's say, khadde ho jate thode, in some places only over there. So constantly water steam is coming out. So from there you get
Oh.
There is a plant or that.
one plant is there.
Where?
I don't know.
Means continuously.
Steam is coming
For
out. So
years.
that, yeah, so when that will be finished, that is also finished. But another thing is that these are available only at some place. That's it. So it doesn't account for very high amount of energy.
With biogas?
Biogas use very less amount of energy
Means what is
because biogas is the waste, organic waste of living beings. So that is utilized to make gas.
And that may be
gas is
cycle.
used. So because that is very limited,
Limited?
so this is also very limited.
Wait, but population is so much. Population.
But how much?
Wait,
Population is so much, but you have to consider that how much they are giving and from that how much gas is coming out every day. How much they are giving, out of that how much gas comes out every day and how much energy that gas gives every day. So that limits your power
Every time
requirement.
there will be.
That limits your power supply. Correct?
means if they will combine, or means except human beings will combine, but cows.
Still it is very less power
There should be balloon.
vegetation?
compared to what we consume.
Then we can give them to the gas.
Continuously once or two.
Vegetation.
Go on.
Vegetation. If you try to replace 2 or 5% of world's power requirement by vegetation, then you will need to starve. Because you won't be able to eat anything because all the fields are used for growing your fuel.
Yes, video came na? In this
Alcohol.
video.
That is vegetation.
Vegetation.
Vegetation doesn't use so much fuel.
Natural gas.
Natural gas are also like crude oil. Like crude oil means there are, while taking out crude oil, there are some reserves available which only give gas out. So it's also like crude oil, it's finishing.
CNG,
It will
like
be finished after some time.
CNG.
That's also the same thing.
To coal can alone, yes, means by coal, whole world can sustain. Not sustain.
But you need crude oil to run cars.
Not batteries.
How will you run by coal?
So by crude oil,
From coal we
Alone.
can generate
by
electricity.
crude oil alone, we
Right now, the world is going on by crude oil, coal, and nuclear fission. So if you
Nothing
make
else.
it only on coal, then coal will finish faster. If you make only on crude oil, then crude oil will finish faster.
The wind energy is also there, little.
Nothing.
Nothing. Very itna. When we say that whole world is sustaining all these, this doesn't mean that these are not there. But these are contributing very less compared to these. And thus, after two, this nuclear, these three are main. And not much promising results are there from these all other things. Except solar energy, some promising is there, but it has its own big disadvantages, due to which they are not able to go ahead with this technology.
Electricity.
Those solar energy cannot help to run
in
trains,
summer,
planes, like trains.
Difficult. Trains
Aeroplanes.
and planes requires a lot of power.
That's for that
So,
reason they
We
cannot.
have to have solar power plant, and energy should be supplied from there to trains directly. Not that trains have their own solar cells. It won't work.
But sometimes
Like
it
solar
happens that
cells-
in winter season sun is not seen for long time. Then what?
So you need to store that energy. That's the problem. In the night there is no energy developed. In the daytime the energy is developed. So if you want to use that energy in the night time, you need to store that energy in big batteries.
And we have to use also.
That means when you are speaking of the world power supply, power requirement, half of the world power you need to store in the batteries. Correct? Correct? If you are giving that much power, then half of the world power you need to store in batteries. Because in the night, how you will get batteries?
At night में जब
Then
तक
this,
कोई better
this
electricity-
solar
Yeah, and that is another point. That electricity is much more required in the night than in day. Of course, no, that's wrong. For house it is correct.
Means for
House that
electricity.
is correct. For industries, you need 24 hours. And majority of the electricity is consumed in industries. Majority of electricity is consumed in industries, and majority of crude oil is consumed in transportation.
even if they want to supply this solar energy to for every purpose like industries, trains, planes, cars, then it requires much space
Very much space will be required.
to build that solar
So
panels.
many panels will be required,
कोई pollution.
and those panels have lifetime of 25 years. So again, you will have to have that much investment again.
बस रास्ता बता दो.
Then
So these things are there.
बताइए.
not easy.
पर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी कम यूज होगी ना क्योंकि क्रूड ऑयल खत्म हो जाएगा तो प्लास्टिक नहीं होगा
5-6 लोग एक साथ।
बताइए.
तो इंडस्ट्री
No, you need to give some replacement for these things. Why
Plastic.
industries will be less?
प्लास्टिक के लिए भी कुछ
Why will industries be less?
Because plastic will be not there.
So industries are only to make plastics.
Means
और
some.
कितने सारे
There
इंडस्ट्री
are so many industries, not just plastic industry. Plastic industry is a small thing.
The textile industry is
So many
there.
types of industries.
This is
You
there.
need to make vehicles, you need to make so many parts, you need to make chemicals, you need to make so many industries are there.
For 1 volt, you have to have 130 or 1.
So many industries are there. So then industries use the most electricity, and transportation use the most crude oil.
So this solar power can, like for train we need 25,000 volts of energy. Then solar power can supply to every train. It's not possible, I think.
Means, see, we don't see like that trains need these many volts, this needs this many watts. the total amount of energy which is required per day, say for India, is calculated, and if you are able to supply that much energy in a day, then your plant is working. So then you convert in volts or amperes or watts, that's the only problem. If you are able to supply that much energy, then the train will also work. The total energy is calculated. This much is the energy requirement for, say, train sector, railway sector. So railway sector is provided out of the total energy which is produced from solar power plant. This much energy you take. So that can be done.
So crude oil
I think people will not again return to their means like horses. They will not, or they will continue to live like this.
Yes.
Well, that's a big question. What will happen? Because right now, whatever you say, we are dependent on this. Whatever you may say in future, this is there and that is there. We are dependent on these right now. And no feasible alternatives are visible. Ultimately, man wants to just try to do this way and that way out, but they are becoming more entangled into complexities. If you have solar energy, that means you need to cover a lot of land. Okay, you may have solar panels on your house, on the roof. That may solve your 80% of your house electricity problem. But the only 2% of total electricity, 2 or 3% is used. Only 2 or 3% of the total electricity requirement is for the house sector.
Of whole world project.
When it is said in percentage, that means
20%.
But
2 or 3.
you can't hear properly. When I said 2, 3, you said 20.
Yes, 2, 3, 20.
I love to see how much exactly, but very less amount is for the house sector. So okay, you may go on constructing solar power panels and put it on the house rooftops and think that okay, house electricity problem is almost solved.
Everyone
But
has.
that's not the main thing.
But something is.
If everyone will have.
The majority of electricity is used in industries. What about that?
where those solar panels will be made in ultimately in industries, those which we are keeping on roof, that needs
But
to be
we can
constructed in
Before
some industry, and that those solar panels which we are planned to keep on our roof to get electricity, that solar panels will be ultimately constructed in industries, and it needs more in power, means that industry needs
It
electric.
will always be there. But that power will be supplied by solar panels. So the point is that industrial sector will require a lot of power. A house consumes very less power. Tube light is there, fan is there, AC is there. Maybe.
Maybe
Industries have every day, even if it is a small industry like this room, it will be consuming 20 to 30 times more power than a house.
they can put upon
Because
industry
they are producing something.
solar.
So they will have continuous power requirement.
So Pradeep, they can put solar on
Crude oil
industry.
नहीं होगा तो
Yeah, but that solar panel is not able to supply for even your house fully. Then how it will be able to supply for 20 to 30 times of the house requirement for the same space? So that is the problem. The industrial sector, if you take the industrial sector, which is taking up the most electrical energy, are you able to understand? So, industrial sector takes the majority of the electricity, and if you want to transfer that to solar produce electricity, then it will require a lot of solar panels.
That's why it is
House
happening.
sector is okay, that is not the solution, and you will require a lot of space which you will not find in the places where industries are there, because they are